James Shanahan, Kate Walsh, Patrick Walsh, David Wilson, Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Colm. I now call on Mervyn Doyle to present candidates for the Master of Science in Sustainable Energy Engineering.
President, I present to you the following candidates who have successfully completed their course and are worthy to have conferred upon them the award of Master of Science in Sustainable Energy Engineering. Liam Fleming. Andrew Howard. Jamie Maloney. Mark O'Connor. Fintan O'Hora. Nimraj Shundram. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Mervyn. We now have the group for the Master of Science in Construction Project Management, and they will be presented by Anne-Marie O'Connor.
President, I present to you the following candidates who have successfully completed their course and are worthy to have conferred upon them the award of Master of Science in Construction Project Management. Colm Byrne. Barry Egan. Aidan Marr. Ciara Myden. Ivan O'Doherty. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. That now completes the conferring of educational awards in the departments of Architecture, Engineering Technology and Built Environment. I now call on the President of Waterford Institute of Technology, Dr. Rory Nevin, to address us.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you very much. A Chárde, agus a Gwinu Shella, Fáilte go dtí Institute Technoliaita Port Larga, agus an Crunú Seohanniu. Distinguished guests, members of governing body, members of academic council, graduates, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to be able to address you here today at this conferring ceremony. First and foremost, I would like to extend a very warm welcome and my heartfelt congratulations to the graduates, their parents, guardians, families and friends. This conferring ceremony is a time to celebrate the achievement of the graduates and all of those who've nurtured and supported them en route to this special day. So the first thing I would like to do, on behalf of all of the staff at the Waterford Institute of Technology, is to say how very proud we are of our new engineering graduates, and to say very well done to you. A big boolabus for all of our new graduates in engineering. To the parents and the guardians and family members who I see here before me, you here today are also entitled to feel proud of what you've achieved. And it would be wrong to let the occasion go by without acknowledging that. And it would be fair to say that you've had many happy times with our graduates, and maybe even some sad times with our graduates. But certainly you have put every effort, energy, sweat, blood and tears, time, investment and energy, I'm sure, in getting them to this fine day and helping them on their way. And To mark that, I'm going to ask the graduates maybe to stand, if they wouldn't mind. If the graduates would stand up for me. Thank you. And if I could ask the graduates to give a round of applause to all of their family members who are here today, just to acknowledge their contribution to your day. Now, lovely. Superb. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. For those of you who didn't get an overdraft for this evening, I think your finance is well secured now, so that's okay. Obviously, these are very committed people. Our graduates here today are very committed. They have gone through courses of very high quality and very high standard. Their effort, their energy, their intuition, their skills have helped them to get through the course programs that have been prepared for them. Your effort and energy, encouragement, and indeed commitment and sacrifice has also helped them. But there's another group of people who've helped them on the way, and I only get one chance in the year to acknowledge them publicly, and that is the staff of the Institute, and in particular the academic staff within the School of Engineering. I just want to thank them very much for all of their efforts over the year. Thank you very much. At this point in the ceremony, I usually like to take the time to maybe acknowledge new developments in the school that's graduating or has graduates coming through. And I think, to be fair to the School of Engineering in WIT, you're seeing the first graduates today from the Conservation Skills Programme, which is a great achievement for the Department of Architecture. You'll also see that the School of Engineering here has the best record, I think it would be fair to say, the best record of internationalisation of any school in the country. Its commitment and indeed efforts in relation to the internationalisation of the Institute are unrivalled, and that's something to be complimented. And I would also have to say the postgraduate programmes that are on offer here in the School of Engineering are in most cases the first of their kind within the country, and certainly the research and development programmes that exist are unrivalled within the sector. So again, that's something to be very proud of, and I hope the graduates will remember this, that they have qualified, in my opinion, from the best School of Engineering in the country. I want to turn back to the graduates, and I suppose today is a day to celebrate. That's important. We want you to do that. Most important that you take time to do that. But you should also be reflecting on what's next and what should you be doing next. And I suppose we should be giving you advice on that. Now, my way of giving advice, because I find people don't normally listen to my advice, when you're the boss, they don't tend to listen to you that much. So I find you might be better off sometimes just telling out a story. So I'm going to tell you a story today, and I hope that you might take something from it. And the story is about 3 graduates, recently qualified graduates. One is a language graduate, one is a psychology graduate, and the other is a sports science graduate. And they head away on a once-in-a-lifetime holiday to North America, and they decide they want to go camping in the great outdoors in the Rocky Mountains. So they head off with their backpacks and their tents, and they set up camp in a beautiful setting in a forested area, in a clearing in a forested area. And they set up their campfire, and they're having a little drink of beer, chatting about the good old times. And all of a sudden, from in the bushes and out of the forest, comes this very large, very angry, very hungry bear. And it's heading towards them at a very rapid rate. And it sees breakfast, dinner and tea in the 3 graduates respectively. It's a hungry beast. So quickly the 3 graduates decide we have to protect ourselves here, so they grab embers from the fire and they place them around him in a circle to keep the bear at bay, and he stays back. But they don't have very much spare firewood, and the embers are dying down very quickly, and they're wondering what they're going to do next. So the first graduate is a languages graduate, and he says, look, I tell you what, he says, guys, I think I'll have a conversation with him. I should be able to talk to him. I'm a linguist specialist. I should be able to do this. The other 2 graduates laugh at him and say, there is no way this bear will understand French, German, Russian, Hispanic, or any other language you care to throw at him. The second graduate, the psychologist, says, I'm going to reason with this bear. I'm a trained psychologist. I will be able to reason with this bear. The 2 graduates laugh at him and they say, there's no way you will reason with the bear. This bear is an animal. All it wants to do is to eat us. The third graduate goes very quiet, and the other 2 turn around to see where he has gone, and they notice the sports scientist is on the ground putting on his runners. The other two graduates look at him and say, look, there is no point in us trying to outrun the bear. We know you're quick, but we'll not be able to outrun this bear. And the sports graduate stands up and he says, I'm not worried about outrunning the bear. All I'm worried about is outrunning one of you. Now, there is a moral, thank you. There is a moral to the story, and the moral to the story is this, that we do live in a very competitive environment. And there is no doubt, as you embark on your professional careers, that it will be a competitive environment that you're entering. And you will have to be at your best. You will have to be prepared for all eventualities in your professional lives. You will need to respond quickly, to respond positively, to be optimistic in your outlook. And I think you can be optimistic in your outlook. Do not forget, only 1% of the world's population, only 1% of 7 billion people on this planet actually engage in higher education or have a qualification in higher education. And you are part of that lucky 1%. You have gone through educational programs here at WIT that are of the highest possible standard that this country can offer. You have got through every exam process, quality assurance process, project process, anything that we could throw at you, you've got through it. You've dealt with it in flying fashion and performed extremely well. Therefore, you should be able to put your qualifications to good use and believe in yourself. What you've achieved to this point clearly outlines your capabilities and your abilities and your belief in yourself. Because if you believe in yourself, I know you will have a bright future, and I know not only will you have a bright future, but this country will also have a bright future too. I'll leave you those words. At this point, I want to bid a fond farewell, not just to our graduates, but also to staff members who have retired during the year, or who've left us early or gone on to other pastures. I also want to acknowledge the great work of the governing body. The governing body of this institute give of their time voluntarily, and I particularly want to acknowledge the good work of our chairman, Mr. Dick Langford, our former chairman, Dr. Donny Ormond, and indeed all of our other governing body members, and in particular Mary, for chairing a number of sessions here today. Thank you very much, Mary. This is the 11th of 11, excuse me. This is the 11th ceremony of 11. And 2,500 graduates have gone through 11 graduating ceremonies. And it would not be right for me to not finish by saying how happy I am that one went off fairly glitch-free, I think. Very few glitches. And that is down to the work of a large number of people. And I do want to acknowledge them. I particularly want to acknowledge the Registrar, Dr. Eric O'Byrne, and his team at the Awards and Academic Affair Office. I want to thank the heads of school, in particular Ken Thomas here, and his staff in the School of Engineering, and the heads of department, the course leaders, the estates manager, Elaine Greenan, and her estates team, in particular Tony Whelan, and indeed our own Neil, and all the other marshals who have helped out here today, to the audiovisual team, to Frank and Keane, to our photographers, Pat, and to everyone who's helped out. And I think they do need a Bula bus because they've done a lot of hard work over the last week. Thank you very much. I must say it's been a pleasure for me to be associated with this memorable occasion as ever, and on behalf of the Institute would like to invite you to some light refreshments in the canteen after the event. And in conclusion, all I wish to say is to all of our graduates here today, I wish you every success in your careers, health, happiness and fulfilment in your lives. Ráda Urv Galer, Slán, agus Gurumina Mahbib. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President. Finally, could I call on the chairperson of our graduating party, Councillor Mary Roach, to make her address and formally conclude the conferring ceremony.
Not long to go now, I promise you. President, members of the college community, ladies and gentlemen, and last but by no means least, graduates of 2014. Today is very much your day. The President has already graciously acknowledged the support of your partners, your families, your dads and your mums. And I'm here